MightyWolfTV.
Hey, what's up, MightyWolfTV viewers? Trevin here again, about to talk to you about my entire DS collection. This is everything I have for the Nintendo DS, and maybe more. Starting off, we got Animal Crossing Wild World. I don't really have anything to say about this other than the fact that it's the first handheld Animal Crossing, and that's also a sequel to the GameCube one. And it's also very similar to the Wii one, although I didn't really play too much of these old Animal Crossings. But yeah, I know this one's also on the Wii U DS Virtual Console. I actually bought it before it shut down. So yeah, basically, accessorize your life with over 600 new items. Visit friends near, far, and over local wireless over the internet. Design constellations, clothes, and flags with the touch screen. I didn't even know you could do that. And hang out with your friends in real time and kick back with a quick fishing competition. It's funny how they put so much focus on a fishing competition. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about this game other than the fact that it's the first on a handheld and it has online and local multiplayer. Now, I know a lot of people really like this game too. Definitely have to give it a chance eventually. Then you got Brain Age and Brain Age 2. And as you can see, I bought these for dirt cheap very recently, actually. Complete in box and all. And yeah, these are part of the touch generations, meaning they're games that literally anybody can understand. So these are games where you put the DS on its side and treat it like a book, and you get to play some brain teasers. And it's even got Sudoku. Oh my god, Sudoku, the game I can never play because it's so frustratingly complicated. But yeah, I definitely played the one on the DSi quite a bit. Yeah, and then there's Brain Age 2, which is basically the same thing as this one, except it's got, different mini games. Not really a sequel, it's more so just a different version of this. It's like an alternate version of this, basically. Yeah, just, a bunch of brain teasers, a bunch of, ways to, train your brain in minutes a day, make you smarter. I know these games obviously sold really well. I'm honestly surprised they didn't release them on the Switch. Did they? I don't think they did. They did do a Big Brain Academy on the Switch. I don't think they did a new Brain Age. But yeah, I had these two. I mainly bought them because they were super cheap, and I also played the DSi one as a kid. So, I saw these for dirt cheap. I was like, why not? It's like, why not? Literally no reason not to if they're that cheap. Then we got Clubhouse Games, the original one, and there's another one on the Nintendo Switch that I have digitally, but I have this one as well. This was also really cheap. This was around maybe $7, $8, $9, $10, something like that. And then on the Switch one you got 51, but on this one you got 42. I have not played this version, but I played the one on the Switch, so I'll base my opinions on that. So with over 40 games to choose from, Clubhouse Games is a portable game chest with something for everyone. And that's why it's touch generations. It's for everyone. But yeah, I don't even know which games are even included. Does the manual say something about that? Let me check. So I know obviously you got dominoes, you got war, you got billiards, you got darts, cards, chess, and you can also see that you got more card games and checkers. Yeah, does it actually show Yeah, I have actually not played this version though. Didn't really have a reason to since I got the better one on Switch. Yeah, I just want to know what all the... Oh, wait. Pick the chat icon. That's interesting. Oh, yeah, that's another DS game. we could talk about technically PictoChat. Yes, yeah, I forgot that was a DS game. Technically, it's just, you know, just PictoChat's PictoChat. You connect to your friends and draw pictures and, you know, text. I had lots of memories of that as a kid. Not much else to say. Yeah, not much else to say about this game either, honestly. It's one of those DS games I bought for... Yeah, you may notice a pattern with some of the games in my collection. Like, I bought for a super cheap price and never played it, but do plan to eventually. I don't know, here's the first game in this collection video that I actually did play. Drawn to Life SpongeBob. It's actually one of the very few SpongeBob games I had as a kid, along with Fat for Bikini Bottom, the movie, True for Square, and then there was this. And I love how it says, new game for 2009. Yes, I actually remember this was one of the first games I got for my own DS. So, I didn't explain this before, but back in the 2000s, my older brother had a DS, and we used to share it. But then when I finally got my own DS Lites, by the way, when I got my own DS Lite, the first game I got was this. Because, you know, I love SpongeBob. It was because it was a SpongeBob game. And yeah, Dual Bob, that's the nice reference to the episode. And it's also my first Drawn to Life game. Also my only Drawn to Life game. It's a really ingenious idea for a game. Basically, you get to create your own character. You draw and you get to, like, you know, go on an adventure as the character that you made. You know, it's very creative. Your creations or adventures in SpongeBob's world. So, Doodlebob was taken over Bikini Bottom, rescue SpongeBob and friends as you create your own game by drawing your hero and infinite game elements. Play and fight your way through 20 plus exciting levels. Also, battle your enemies or erase and redraw them. That's actually... See, that's why these games are really cool. I never got into the draw my life, or draw to life, not draw my life. That's for another year, maybe. But yeah, I did play this game as a kid, but not a lot. Because, you know, when you're a kid, you're terrible at drawing, and I know I was. But yeah, this is one of the very few SpongeBob games I had. Actually, the only one I had for the DS. Is there anything... I know there's a cartridge inside here, obviously. And then you can see it's kind of like chewing on the side. So this is actually a replacement case. This wasn't my original case from when I was a kid. Oh yeah, it's got the manual. It's in black and white. Yeah, I'm not going to be spending too much time looking through the cases. Yeah, you can tell it's an old cartridge from all that residue on the top. It's the same cartridge from when I was a kid. And for those of you wondering what happened to my original DS Lite, it actually got stolen. But I managed to keep this game, surprisingly. It was a white one that I need to replace eventually. Then we got the legendary Starfy. It's another game I bought for cheap that I haven't played yet, but I do know more about this one than most of the games I haven't played. Basically, this is a very good... So by the way, I know Starfy... I knew Starfy beforehand from... I know she was from... Saw her as an assist trophy in Smash Bros. Brawl. That's how I first found out, and I didn't even realize that she had her own game. It's the legendary Starfy, and this is actually the first one we got in North America. Now there were actually 3 games before this one, but they only released in Japan. Until last year, they put them on the GBA service on the Switch, so you could definitely play them. You could definitely play the first 3 right now. But then there's a 4th game which released on the DS, which I own. The first one that released in North America. But yeah, basically this is a good. Basically, it's very similar to Kirby. Basically a Kirby substitute, except you're playing as a starfish and you're going on a lot of underwater adventures. And you can see that this one actually takes advantage of the dual screens, which is actually really cool. I don't really know much about this game. I just know that, it's basically a Kirby clone. But it is made by Nintendo, so it's kind of your opinion if it's considered a knockoff or not. It is and it isn't. Definitely is a Nintendo franchise. And it's good to know that Nintendo does remember this series because they put it on the Switch. And maybe if we get a DS service, we can get this one too. But yeah, I definitely need to play the other ones eventually, and then play this one. Okay, and then we got all the Lego games I own for the DS. I actually never played this version of Lego Batman. I played the one on the 360 a lot, but not this version. Actually, I'll be honest, I don't even remember getting this. But yeah, I assume it's just a worse version of the game. Gotham City is falling to pieces. Lego pieces. Oh, and this game has multiplayer. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't really know much about this one. And then the complete saga, I played the heck out of this one on the 360. I 100%ed it. And I remember getting this for Christmas one year. I think I got it with my red DSi XL. Also, by the way, the DSi XL I have is actually the Mario 25th Anniversary Edition. And I know I have the box around here somewhere, but yeah, that's how I have the two Brain Age games on the... Or that's how I have, like, one of the Brain Age games on DSi. Or no, yeah, it was two. And then Photo Clock, and then Mario Kart DS. We'll get to those later. But yeah, I didn't play this one that much either. I didn't play the DS versions of the Lego games that much, but I do own them. Also, I love how they emphasize on new. Because, like, well, duh, the whole game is new. Like, we never got this on the... Never got this on the DS, or even the Game Boy Advance, for that matter. And then there's Lego Indiana Jones. Now, this version, I actually played more than the console one, because I didn't really own the console version as a kid. I had this. Or, again, it was my brother's, but he let me play it on his DS when I was younger. And I do have quite a bit of nostalgia for this one because of that. But yeah, it's what you expect. It's Lego Indiana Jones. You build, battle, and brawl your way out of trouble. Play through all three classic Indiana Jones movies and relive your favorite indie adventures in the tongue-in-cheek world of Lego. Also, I didn't even know that the one game was based off the first three movies. I thought, that's what the sequels are for. I thought this was just the first movie. Nope, that's what it says. It's all three classic Indiana Jones movies. Yeah, I know they made sequels to this, which I never owned, by the way. It's also worth noting, Traveler's Tales actually developed the DS versions as well as the Wii, 360, and PS3 versions, and possibly PS2. Actually, no, definitely PS2 and GameCube. But yeah, not really much else I could say. Yeah, no, we're on the DS games where I say not much else to say, but I promise you that's not going to be the case for every single one. Just these. Here we go. This is a DS game I definitely played quite a bit of when I was a kid. Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. This is a game I actually got the year it came out. Maybe even release day. Maybe. This was way back in 2008. But I definitely got it when it was, newer. And also worth noting, this is my first Mario & Luigi game that I ever played and owned. And I'm also very sorry I do not have Partners in Time, but I do have this, and I know this game's even better, apparently. I know it's a fan favorite, that's why this one got a remake and Partners in Time didn't, which still confuses me how the game after Partners in Time got a remake and Superstar Saga got a remake, but not Partners in Time. It really confuses me. But anyway, Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. So this is a Mario & Luigi game that is very interesting. So Mario and Luigi basically get eaten by Bowser, And you get to, like, play as Mario and Luigi inside Bowser. That's where Inside Story comes from. And then you get to play as Bowser while Mario and Luigi are inside his stomach. And, you know, Bowser goes on his own adventures while Mario and Luigi goes on an adventure inside Bowser's stomach. It's a very ingenious concept. I did not get far in this game as a kid, and I still haven't today. But this is a game I do want to actually play through eventually. I do need to eventually play through all the Mario and Luigi games. I have still not done that. I just have too many games to play through, but I would like to play through all the Mario and Luigis, as well as all the Paper Marios. But yeah, this game was pretty cool. I definitely need to play through it more. And then we got Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. This was the first one I owned, and for the longest time, the only. I also have the one on the Wii, as we talked about before when I did my Wii collection. But yeah, I definitely played this one a lot. Mainly like local multiplayer with my brother. Actually, this is a game I remember sharing with him. Yeah, and also, it's Beijing 2008. I still think it's sad they stopped making these. Maybe we'll get another kind of crossover, who knows. But yeah, just like the one on the Wii, this is a collection of mini games, but it takes advantage of a touchscreen, I remember, a lot. And yeah, I still remembered... I have a lot of nostalgia for this one just because I did not play the Wii version as a kid, but I did play this quite a bit. Yeah, I remember, like, whose team are you on? If you were talking to 8-year-old me, or 6-year-old me, I would have said Team Sonic, because I did not know who the heck the Mario Brothers were, and I did not care either. Though that was back then. I love Mario now. I still love both to this day. But yeah, compilation of Olympic-based minigames. I'm not gonna lie, I thought the DS version was a lot more fun than the Wii one. I didn't really play the Wii one as much. I don't know, I'd have to play on both again to really form my opinion on that again. If only I had someone to play it with, because nobody in my family wants to actually play these old Nintendo games anymore. Oh, and then we got Mario Kart DS. So I got the Mario 25th anniversary DSi XL back in Christmas of 2009, and this game came with it along with 3 downloadable games. You had, like, you know, Brain Age, like 2 Brain Ages and Photo Clock, and I also had Footnote Studio, which is how I made my Mighty Boy animations back in 2013. Pretty much common knowledge at this point. But anyway, Mario Kart DS. I did not play this one a lot as a kid, although I did definitely play it as a kid. I was more of a Mario Kart Wii guy, personally. I played the heck out of Mario Kart Wii when I was a kid, but not so much this one. And let me tell you, I regret it. Although I did play the entirety of this game many years later. I even did so on this channel right here. But yeah, this game had such great tracks, and not to mention a mission mode. And just, this game was so great. My God, you had, like, the mission mode was one of the most unique things about Mario Kart DS, and was pretty much exclusive to this game. Yeah, you had missions in Mario Kart Wii, but barely. And also, this is the first game to do retro tracks right. You had retro tracks in Mario Kart Super Circuit, but it was just the Super Mario Kart tracks lazily ported over. But this game really did them right. It really did them justice. You had retro tracks from the console games on the handheld, which was really awesome. Yeah, literally, like, past 4 Mario Kart tracks, or tracks from the past 4 games were in this. Yeah, and you also had some great tracks, like Waluigi Pinball for one. That was one of the best, according to many people. Yeah, and then you also had tracks like Peach's Garden and the Flying Fortress and God, I can't even name them all. But yeah, and then Rob the Robot was in this game as well. That was really interesting. And then you know, The Bullet Bill made its debut in this game. The Squid made its debut in this game. But yeah, this is a game I regret not playing as a kid a lot. I wish I did more. I didn't have friends to play it with, but I did definitely play it more later on. And I wish I had more people to play it with today. That's why I'm really hoping we get this on Switch Online when we get a DS service, because then I could actually play this with people so much easily. Like, so much more easily. Yeah, and I also remember you could, like, create an emblem for your cart. It was a pointless feature, but it was still cool. Yeah, Mario Kart DS. Great game. Oh, and then you had Mario Party DS. One of the best Mario Parties ever made, apparently, according to the internet. Now, this is another game my brother had back in the day, and I used to play with him via local wireless, and I would lose every single time, because I sucked at video games back then, and despite that, even though I sucked at video games back then, I still loved playing them, because come on, there was so much colors, and you get to control the video. It was amazing. Although, I guarantee you, if I had a rematch against him now, I'd whoop his butt, because I'm, like, really good at Mario Party now. I have still yet to have that rematch, because he doesn't care about that stuff. He doesn't care about Nintendo anymore. Anyways, an all-new Mario Party in the palm of your hand, and thankfully this is nothing like Mario Party Advance. This is actually a traditional Mario Party for the DS, and takes full advantage of the touchscreen and the microphone, and it's also got this really interesting gimmick where, as you can see, they're on a piano, and he's in a trumpet. So the premise of this game is that everyone is shrunken, and you're in a giant bedroom, or a giant room. Like you can see here, they're in a giant music room, apparently. And, that was really cool. That made some really interesting mini games, like sliding down a stair rail, or being on the soap in a sink, pushing each other off, or like hanging on a clothes hanger and going down a line, something like that. It was really cool, really ingenious. Like, definitely a game that Nintendo needs to put on the DS service on the Switch too, hopefully. Yeah, I only ever played this game once as an adult with one of my friends. It was really fun. And also 5 boards, that's not bad for a DS game. Definitely want friends to play. I just want friends to play old video games with, man. That's so much to ask. Okay, and then we have the Metroid Prime Hunter's First Hunt demo. I do not have the full game, by the way, just the demo, and very obvious this is a custom-made case, because this doesn't actually have a custom-made case. So I just made my own, and I think it's all right. But I do have, hold on, these things are hard to open with one hand. I do have the actual thing in here. See, the game actually comes in this little cardboard sleeve right here. So, like, the cartridge will go there, and the manual will go there, and I can't exactly get it out. But yeah, this is what the game actually came in. Very skinny spine, and then this was the back of it. Yeah, it was rated RP. So this was a pack-in for the DS, and it was also a launch title for the DS, a demo. And then that's the cartridge right there. That's proof that I own it. So yeah, so Metroid Prime Hunters is basically Metroid Prime, but for the DS. It was basically, like, is it considered a spin-off? I don't even know. I don't know. Yeah, Metroid fans will I have to ask the Metroid fans on this one, because I don't really know. Like, I just know that, it's a 3D Metroid for the DS, which apparently was incredible for a time. It really just proved, like, how powerful a DS was. Like, it could produce, like, full-blown 3D graphics. And there's not really anything on this booklet besides, like, health and safety crap and controls. With a nice visual of the original DS. That's it. This is like the only interesting part of the manual. The rest of it is just like, you know, health and safety stuff. Oh, and then you got the same thing in another language. Who cares? But yeah, I don't really have much to say other than the fact that this is a pretty good tech demo. Oh boy. Oh boy. New Super Mario Brothers. My very first Mario game, and this was also the Mario game that got me into the Mario series. What a game. Man, I played the heck out of this in the 2000s. Like, seriously, I was not a Mario fan in the slightest, but then my brother was playing this on his DS. Again, I'm talking about my brother and his DS again. I know it's going to be a theme in this video from my childhood. But I thought this game looked fun. I decided to give it a shot. I played it on his DS, and I was hooked. That was actually my brother that introduced me to Mario. And what a way to introduce me to Mario. And basically what this game is, it's a revival or reboot, whatever you think, of the 2D Mario series, and also the first new 2D Mario since Mario Land 2. But man, this is incredible. This is such a great game. I have so much nostalgia for this. But yeah, you got 8 worlds to go through. You got grass, desert, ice, beach, jungle, lava, clouds. And you got all these new enemies. You got like, you know, it's also got that Mario 64 feel to it. Like a lot of the same voice clips and sound effects and stuff. And Mario 64 DS, we will get to that soon. But anyway, really, really great game. But yeah, the story is pretty basic. You know, Mario has to save the princess. And another cool thing is that if you hold the L button and start your save, you get to play as Luigi. That's really cool. And then this game also introduced the Mega Mushroom, which makes Mario giants, which was awesome. This game also introduced the Shell Power, which apparently was super broken. And another great thing about this game, mini games. They brought back almost all the mini games from Mario 64 DS, and then they introduced a bunch more. And I had so much fun with the mini games as a kid, like just competing. You know, this game had 2 versions of multiplayer. You had the mini games, and then you had, you know, Star Thief, whatever it's called. Yeah, you and a friend like challenge each other to see who can get the most stars at the end. It's so one of the most fun DS multiplayer modes, honestly. If you had to get any Mario game for the DS, I would definitely recommend this one. My God, just thinking about this game gives me such a nostalgia overload. It's such a great game. You know, really well designed levels too, and you know, nice music. Like, I just have so much to say about this game, but I don't want to go into too much detail in this video because it got so many other games to talk about. I mean, this video is already over 28 minutes. Let me open this case again. But yeah, that is, I don't think this is my childhood cartridge. I know we had to replace it a few times, and I know we had like extras. And we surprisingly did keep the case. And look at that, a fully colored manual. And yeah, basically the main use of the touchscreen is just to use your item. But yeah, man. Definitely a great game to get someone into the Mario series, because that's how I got into the Mario series. I really need to play this game on the channel, but I just started Super Mario Galaxy on the channel. Yeah, I never really looked at this manual, honestly. Oh yeah, Mario vs. Luigi, 2 players. So yeah, that's how it works. You like 1 versus Mario, 1 versus Luigi, and then you just like battle for stars. Yeah, and the mini games are 1 to 4 players. Though I can't imagine how the other mode would be with 4 players. God, it's such a great game. I know I'm not really discussing much about this game other than the fact that it's so nostalgic for me, but it really is. But really, this was the best 2D Mario since Mario World, in my opinion. And many people say Mario Wonder is the best 2D Mario since Mario World. I say this is the true Super Mario Bros. 5. Actually, fun fact, this was originally going to be Super Mario Advance 5, but they ended up making a whole new game. I don't know what Mario Advance 5 would have done, honestly. But yeah, dude, this is a great 2D Mario for the DS. Highly recommend it. One of my favorite DS games of all time. Okay, update. I just got Kirby's Dream Land 2 for the original Game Boys, so yeah, a little update to that. Anyway, I've been sick for a while, so now I'm back again. And now for the next game, got Phineas and Ferb. Yes, this was a show I actually liked when I was a kid. One of the very few Disney XD shows I watched. So, interesting story about this game. So, my brother, I believe, rented this from Gamefly a long time ago, and we apparently never returned it. Or we accidentally kept it, something like that. And this is the same cartridge. But then I bought a separate case for it. In case you're wondering how I got the case, because like Gamefly only gives you the cartridges. But yeah, this game, I only played it once in recent years, back in like 2023. Not that great, honestly. Unless you're like a fan of the show, then you would get like a big kick out of it. Otherwise, it's just, you know, it's just a generic licensed game. Oh, and then we got all the Pokemon games. Better start with Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Technically, one of these, I don't know which one, was the first Pokemon game I ever, first mainline game I ever played. I believe it was Diamonds. Although the first Pokemon game I ever actually owned and played for myself, in terms of mainline, was a Fire Red. But the first one I actually played on my cousin's DS was a Diamond, I believe. I barely got far on it, but anyway, yeah, these games were great. These got remakes on the Switch, by the way. And then Platinum was like one of the best Pokemon games of all time. This is basically the better version of these two. But yeah, these games, you know, they're the fourth installments of the Pokemon series that take place in the Sinnoh region. And I love how it's like, welcome to the next generation of Pokemon, and those are the starters, and those are the characters you play as. And they, you know, talk a lot about the Wi-Fi connection. How this is the first game where you could link wirelessly. Well, actually, Fire Red and Leaf Green technically was the first to link wirelessly, but those had adapters. But these, you could just do it. Yeah, so I actually lost my original cartridges and had them replaced recently, Diamond and Pearl, showing you that I have them. I still have the manual for Pearl. Like, I did own these games when I was a kid, but not till like way out. Like I think it was like a year after I got Fire Red. And Platinum was actually my first Gen 4 game. I actually remember getting this new at Target, or Super Target, I should say. I think it was back in 2011. God, these cases are hard to open with one hand. But yeah, this is my same copy from 2011. And you got the Club Nintendo stuff. All this. But yeah, Platinum is basically just a better version of these two. It's like there's more content. You can catch Giratina. But yeah, I really loved this generation of Pokemon, personally. I also just love how glittery these cases are. And then you also gotta love the piano music. Yeah, just look how glittery it is. That's how you know it's real. These are not reproduction cases. These are 100% real. And then you got Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Yeah, I actually got these back in the day when they were still being sold in stores. Not when they were new, but when they were still being sold in stores. So I already explained to you that Fire Red was the first Pokemon game I played through. And then I remember like my mom coming home with this game, brand new, complete in box, and it even came with the Pokewalker. This is the same Pokewalker I had from when I was a child, and as you can see, battery's dead. But that's not a problem, we could just replace it. These things go for a lot, and so do these games. Like, these are worth, like, I think it's about 200 bucks for the cartridge now. It's a good thing that I bought these back in the day, but man, these games were the definition of peak. Like, these games were so good. I'm so grateful that I played this after Fire Red, because this was, you know, a remake of these two. Yeah, these are remade from these, from the Game Boy Color, and these honestly replace the original in every way because they're just so good, and your Pokemon follow you around. And I still remember like choosing your starter for the first time, and the Pokeballs were in 3D. It was just so cool. And yeah, you can even like put your Pokemon into the Pokewalker, and you can like take it with you, walk around. Also, true story, I actually brought this thing to school, and I actually got in trouble. I remember the assistant teacher, also Bryant, if you were here, you probably remember this. The assistant teacher actually yanked it out of my pocket and just shows it to everybody. And it's like, what are you doing with this toy? And like, I wasn't even playing with it. It was just in my pocket. By the way, I don't even have the clip on the clip attachment anymore. I don't know where that went. I could probably just get a new one easily. But anyways, I remembered like actually getting in trouble for that. It's like I wasn't even playing with it. I wasn't really in trouble. Like the main teacher, yeah, I talked to her about it. I forget, it was over 10 years ago. Honestly, what a jerk. Yeah, I never brought it to school again. And it's not even a toy, it's just a fitness thing. But anyways, enough about that. These games were just so fantastic. I replayed these so much. And yeah, I just love like 3D-ness. Also, it's weird they used a different female character. It was Crystal in the original, and then in this game you got Lyra. And then you got the free starters. Totodile being my favorite one, obviously. I literally always choose the water starter because I have a soft spot for them. No, I have nothing against the fire and grass starters. I just like the water ones best. But yeah, having them follow you and stuff, and it was just such a great time. Definitely looking forward to replaying these again eventually. Oh, and also, some of you are going to be jealous of me here, but inside this, I have one copy, and then I have a second one. Yes, I have 2 copies of Heart Gold, and I actually got the other one pre-owned. I think this was the other one, because it has like that sticker on the top. And then this one, yeah, like I am flippin' rich right here. I have 2 copies, and only 1 copy of Soul Silver, just to show you. But I actually got the manual for Soul Silver. Yeah, I do have both. These are very expensive games to get. Although you can see the cases are in really bad condition. I didn't take care of my cases as a kid, nor did I ever use them, but I still have them. Fantastic games. Oh, and then you got some even better ones. Got black and white. Man, I remember being so excited for these. I didn't get them when it came out. I got them like a year after. I think it was like a year before. I think it was a year before the sequel. I didn't get into Pokemon until 2011. But anyway, these games, man. Oh, and also, I also have 2 blacks. Another really expensive game to get. And God. One white. But yeah, basically these were the Generation 5 games that take place in the Unova region. As you can see, the graphics are even better with season changes and triple battles, rotation battles, new starters, Oshawott for the win. Although Tepig's really good too. And Snow and Ivy, they're all good. And you get this giant city, you get this amazing story with N, and more 3D-ness, such a great, also enhanced gameplay is so right. Although it's a shame you can't use these Poke Walkers with it. That would have been a nice feature to have. But I could excuse that because of how good these games were. Like, I played the heck out. Like, there was just so much content packed into these. Not just these, but also the sequels, Black 2 and White 2. Now, these were the first Pokemon games I actually got when they were new. Not release, but like I think it was like a month after I got Black 2 from Target, which I do still have, thankfully. She bought this new, or I earned it, I earned it. It's supposed to be a Christmas gift, but I got it early. And as for White 2, I lost it. So you know how I lost Diamond and Pearl and I got those replaced? Can't say the same for this one, unfortunately. I need to get another copy soon. But I do still have it's like one of the only Pokemon games I'm missing. But as you can see, I have the case. I definitely owned it. Take my word for it. But like, I thought Black and White 2 were even better than the original, because you got the confuse Reshiram and Zekrom of Kyurem. Like, I thought we were going to get a gray version, but no, we got the only generation to have sequels. Like, come on, that's how good, like, that's how freaking good, like, these two were. The fact that they got sequels just 2 years later, and these games even take place 2 years after the original. And then you got the same starters, a new story. You film movies at the PokeStar Studios. I don't know why that's such a big feature. Oh yeah, and then you could also download Dream Radar on the 3DS, which was also really cool. And then you had, Unova 2 years later. But yeah, man, these really were like some of the best Pokemon games ever. Like, just the DS era was so peak. It's a shame we'll never get games like these again. Although I did hear we're getting a Pokemon Presents at the end of February, so hopefully Legends ZA will be just as good. And now here's the last Pokemon game I'm going to show off. Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia. The third one in the series, I do not have the other two. There's 3 Pokemon Ranger games, but I only have this one. And just got it recently. My brother got this for me for Christmas. 2024 was like 2 months ago. Thank you if you're watching this. But yeah, it's a game that heavily relies on the stylus. You like just, I got a stylus right here. You just on the touchscreen, just a bunch of circles. There's even a circle on the logo. But yeah, my brother bought me this one specifically because people online said it was the best in the series. Really, really thoughtful. I have still yet to play this game, but I really need to. Actually, I'll be honest, the real reason I haven't was because I didn't play the other two. I don't know if there's any continuity or not. Some of you Pokemon Ranger fans in the video should probably tell me if there's continuity. But yeah, only you and your Pokemon can protect Almia. So I'm guessing Almia is a place. Yeah, and once again, it says to protect Almia. It doesn't say what Almia is. I assume it's a region next to Sinnoh. And you still got the sprite-based graphics. Would be nice if we got a new one, or if they put this on the DS Switch Online, if that ever becomes a thing. Yeah, that would be great. And then we got anybody remember this game on the computer? A game that everyone in school would play? Yeah, well, Ubisoft actually released a spin-off game for the DS. And I got this like a few years. I actually never played this, but I got as a freebie when I bought my new 2DS XL. So like I bought a new 2DS XL on eBay, and some guy actually, apparently they accidentally left the cartridge inside as a nice bonus. Just the cartridge. I bought the case afterwards. But yeah, I don't know anything about this game. I just know it's based off Pop Tropico, that really cool internet game that literally everyone I know played. Yeah, it was so addicting back in the day. Should probably do a video on it eventually. I don't even know. Are the servers even? Or actually no. I think they shut down, if I remember. Yeah, are they still up or did they shut down? I honestly don't. But whether they shut down or not, you can still play this. And then we got the DS version of the Simpsons game, which I actually played quite a bit as a kid. I played the 360 version originally, and then I eventually got this version. It's like I was able to play it on the go. But yeah, so basically the DS version of the game is a 2D side-scroller rather than 3D. And you know, it's basically the same as the console version. You just like, it's just two-dimensional rather than three-dimensional. I never actually got far in this game, but from what I played, it was all right. It was just a 2D platformer that, as you can see, it took use of both screens. And apparently you have mini games as well. Actually, what does this say? A hilarious plot written by the Simpsons writers, spoken by your Springfield favorites, over 20 minutes of brand new Simpsons animation you won't see anywhere else. You can have a pet Homer. Oh, I thought you were supposed to pet Homer. Homer is your pet. That's a weird concept, but okay. The console versions don't have that, nor the PSP version, which is the other handheld version that I have. We'll get to that later. But yeah, the Simpsons game on DS, and I also love that this has a different LFO. Every version of this game has a different cover. We'll get to that later. That was one of the last major Simpsons games ever made, unfortunately. Could definitely use more. And then we got all the Sonic games I own for the DS. But yeah, Sonic Chronicles. I played the living heck out of this game when I was a kid. I beat it so many times. And I'm still to this day upset that I never got a sequel. So basically what this is the one and only Sonic RPG that only, and you can only use the touchscreen. This game was so great. You had like almost every Sonic character in it. Like you had like pretty much every character from Heroes, right, except for the Chaotix. Then you had some new characters, including Shade, the Echidna. Pretty sure you could. No, you can't see her. Yeah, and this was developed by BioWare. I honestly don't even know what other games they made. But yeah, best way to describe it, it's the only Sonic RPG ever made. And I need to play this on the channel someday. Yeah, like I just remember I saw this in the store. I was like, oh my gosh, Sonic game for the DS? And little did I know it was an RPG. This game was actually my first experience of RPGs, and I've loved them ever since. Like, this started my RPG craze as a child, and that was one of the reasons I love it. And this is my copy from back in the day. That has my last name written on it. You can't really see it. Don't have the manual, unfortunately. I did lose the case, so I had actually to replace it. You know, as a theme, you guys probably noticed, is that I replaced some of the cases. But I know many people hate this game, but I loved it so much. Like, I played it so much as a kid. Beat it, like, what, 10 times maybe? Like, I know that once you beat the game, you get to start over. Like, you just start over again, but you get to keep all your, like, stats and stuff, which made you super overpowered at the beginning. You could just keep leveling up over and over. It's just a shame that like this game ends on a cliffhanger and hints at a sequel, and then we never get a sequel. That still upsets me to this day, and we probably never will. I hope you never will, because of shade right here. She was made by someone else, not Sega, and Sega doesn't own her, so that's why they can't do a sequel, from what I heard. And then we've got Sonic Rush and Sonic Rush Adventure. I did not own this one as a kid at all. I got this way later. However, I got this one as a kid. I think I got this like after. Yeah, I remember finding this at a Toys R Us. I was like, oh, a new Sonic game? And so like I begged my mom for it naturally, and I got it. And this was a game I actually, I think it was another game that got stolen from me when I was a kid, along with Sonic Advance 2 and my white DS Lite. But that doesn't matter anymore since I actually replaced that stuff. But yeah, I had some memories of this one. It was basically, these were the 2D Sonic games for the DS. And this was also the game where Blaze the Cat made her debut. These were the only games in the original series where she appeared before Sonic 06. She's just Silver's companion in that game, but then before that she was a princess from another dimension. And you get to play as both of them. But yeah, this game also takes advantage of both screens a lot. Like sometimes you're playing on the top, sometimes you're playing on the bottom, and there's these really cool 3D bosses. And another really cool thing about this game, I forget his name, but the guy who did a lot of the music for Jet Set Radio actually made music for both these games. That was awesome. That's like you could definitely hear it. But yeah, it's so awesome that they did that. But yeah, these games are just like, 2D platformers where you go really, really fast. And this game was basically the same thing, except you had an island overworld where you could like go to these different islands, and each island was a new level. I don't remember this game too well. I just remember having nostalgia for it and playing it quite a bit as a kid and never getting far. But I really need to play for these. Especially need to play this for the first time. I played very little of this, and I played a little bit more of this one just because like when I was a kid, I didn't even know that there was a game before it. Like I just got this and was like, yeah. But yeah, these are all the Sonic games I own on the DS. I know there's more. There's also a compilation game of 4 Genesis games, and then there's the DS version of Colors, which is basically the third Rush game, which I really need to get eventually. Alright, and then and then there's the last DS game. Super Mario 64 DS, a remake of Super Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64, although they put DS in there. It almost looks like it says Super Mario DS. But yeah, so apparently this was a launch title for the DS, and it basically just showcased like how powerful the 3DS is and how I could produce 3D graphics and stuff. Way back in 2004, just incredible. I didn't even know it released like that early. But okay, this is my history of this game. So I loved this game so much when I was a kid. And when I found out there was a DS version, I didn't believe it. So I remember I went to Target and I found it, and naturally I begged my mom for it, and I got it, or I earned it. I forget. It was over 10 years ago. Yeah, and I was actually young enough to the point where I was. I remembered we got it at Target. We bought it at it was Super Target. It was at the electronics checkout, and I remembered opening it up immediately, and I was playing it on the DS. And I was just sitting in the shopping cart. I remember just playing as Yoshi in the courtyard. Memories. Yeah, basically, yeah. As I said, Yoshi. This game actually. You get to play as Yoshi, Luigi, and Wario, but it has a different story. You instead start as Yoshi, and then you have to save the other 3, and then you have like 150 stars instead of 120. But yeah, it's basically all there is to this game. And also, yeah, the graphics, like, they're better but also worse at the same time. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Yeah, and then you also got the same mini games here from New Super Mario Brothers. That was awesome. And you got multiplayer. Got single card download play. That's awesome. And I believe there's even more mini games than New Super Mario Brothers. Or actually, no, I think there's that. Or was there less or more? I forget. I would think less, but yeah, I have a lot of nostalgia of this game. I actually 100%ed it recently, like in 2023. Got all 150 stars in like a week. Yeah, I would definitely love to play this on the channel eventually. I 100%ed this on the channel, but not this. Definitely should do that next year or so. We'll see what happens. So yeah, that is my entire DS collection. And then, you know, I've also got the Brain Age Express games on the DSi XL, and then I also got Photo Clock, Flipnote Studio on DSi as well, if you want to count those. But yeah, that's all the DS games, and now let's go on to the 3DS games in the next video.